We live in a time that would have us believe that being a carbon copy of someone else is what makes us great. I would like to suggest owning your own identity is what makes you great. And we all know any copy is never quite as great as the original. I believe greatness resides in each one of us. It just manifests differently in each one of us. And I just believe that's absolutely beautiful. Think about it. It makes for a great tapestry when we weave our greatness together. And it's our duty to tap into our greatness, refine it, and then share it with the world. It's your reasonable service to be the original great you, no matter how corny, quirky, nerdy, or awkward that person may be. That person holds the key to the greatness the world needs. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You were crafted on purpose for such a time as this. The universe makes an investment in you with the understanding that you will make a lasting impact on the world by being your authentic self. So, I encourage you to own your identity. Tap into your original greatness. It's your payment for the air you breathe. Until you do so, you're building a tab. It's time to pay up. And the only way you can do that is to share the original great you with us. As children, we are introduced to characters like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Happy Feet, Mulan, you get it, who all were awkward in their youth. But their awkwardness turned into a unique answer the world needed down the road. So what are you saying, Ayo? I'm saying all of this to say the universe is cashing in. It's time to settle up. Pay your tab. Give the world the gift of your magnificent greatness.
I like too that she said we need to weave our greatness together.
Yes.
And that's a really neat way of describing teamwork and how you can make something bigger happen.
We each have something to contribute, and it really is up to us to give the world the best effort we've got, right?
We're stronger together than we are apart.
Absolutely. Well, it's something this young boy did not expect. Take a look at this. He was in the field and fell down an uncovered well. Miraculously, though, he wasn't injured. We'll tell you about the rescue operation after the break.
And the Lakers are NBA champions once more. The team hoisted the trophy for the first time in a decade. But why the win caused issues between some fans and the police.
Caught on camera, firefighters in China rescuing a boy who became trapped in a well. Investigators say the child accidentally fell into that hole Sunday while his grandmother was out working the field. The boy managed to slip in the gap, which was about 19 inches wide, and he fell in the well that's about 65 feet deep. First responders provided aid, then gradually lifted him out with a rope. There you go. They took him to the hospital, and doctors say amazingly the child wasn't hurt, just frightened by the whole ordeal.
My gosh, I would be frightened as well. Impressive. Also impressive, LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers are NBA champions after beating the Miami Heat in a 6-game thriller. This is LeBron's 4th NBA title, his first in LA, following a one-of-a-kind basketball season. In addition to dealing with the impacts and precautions of the coronavirus pandemic back in January, the Lakers, you'll recall, mourning the death of Kobe Bryant, another all-time great who was killed in a helicopter crash. Feels like so long ago, right? Last night's win brings that championship trophy back to LA for the first time since Bryant led them to a title a decade ago. Laker Anthony Davis dedicated the win to Kobe.
Ever since the tragedy, all we want to do is do it for him, and we didn't let him down.
Right. In Los Angeles, some fans disregarded social distancing guidelines at the Staples Center to celebrate outside the house that Bryant built. The gatherings did lead to confrontations with police and several arrests.
Bree, you are so right. It seems like 2 years ago, 3 years ago that we lost Kobe. Well, we may start paying more at the pump as a result of the rough hurricane season we've been having so far this year. Analysts say the storm damage could impact oil production. However, with fuel demand down during the pandemic, the increase might not be all that high. Right now, the average price of gas in the U.S. is $2.25 a gallon. According to AAA, the average price in Virginia is $2.09. And I always like that, Zach. We're usually a little below the national average, and I am okay with that.
Yeah, and if you go to the right place in town, you can find it much lower than that number as well. We've had low gas prices for a long, long time, and that's not a bad thing, unless you have stocks in the oil business. But let's check out what we've got outside right now. And you might want to fuel the car up and get out of town after the weather that we've had the last couple of days. It is day upon day upon day of rain, and it's good to kind of have some weather like this over the weekend to just sort of slow everything down, spend a little time with the family inside. But after 3 days of it, it's time to see the sunshine again, and we definitely don't have that out here right now. Maybe tomorrow. All right, other temperatures are mostly in the 60s, but we have some 70s to our south and east, a little warmer down there. And then we have some 50s. It's 59 up in Orange currently, and low 60s farther north and west. Let's get a check on the view through our Millionaire Cam. And those drizzle droplets, they find a way to just kind of blow around a little bit and adhere to the lens, making it kind of tough to see through. And you can see we do have a little area of low pressure. The whole kind of spin here of the precipitation continues, and it's all very, very light. Doesn't show up on radar, but we most certainly have that drizzle continuing. This cold front here is going to be moving in tomorrow, and it is going to bring in a push of drier air, not necessarily much cooler air, but drier air. That's going to get all of this moisture out of here. All right, out in the tropics, we have a tropical wave that we're following here. This one's moving west-northwest at 16 miles per hour, has a 30% chance of tropical cyclone development. It's right in here, and it will be headed over toward the Leeward and Windward Islands over the next few days. It's going to take some time to develop, but there is a chance that this could eventually strengthen into our next named storm. All right, rest of tonight, just some patchy fog and drizzle for us, and that may last through the overnight period, even into the early morning hours in some locations. But we will see a transition toward drier weather during the day tomorrow, and even maybe a few peaks of sunshine. The front will come through, and it could squeeze out a couple of showers. It's 7 o'clock tomorrow. And then behind the front, much drier air is going to clear our skies out, and that'll set us up for a couple of very pretty days. Wednesday and Thursday both look to be nice, mild, and mostly sunny days. All right, looking at the forecast as we get into tonight, the overnight low temperatures will drop down only into the upper 50s in many spots. In fact, we may stay in the 60s south and east of here, where we just have that higher moisture content. And then high temperatures tomorrow are going to make it into the 70s. It will be warmer than the last few days. We won't have the rainfall around that we have had. May even have a little bit of sunshine helping things out as well. So looking at your skycast for tomorrow, 73 by noon, a high temperature of 77, a northwest wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour. All right, we'll talk more about your 7-day forecast and look ahead to the next storm system headed our way coming up today at 5.
Thank you, Zach. Filling a need for young adults with special needs. We'll take you on a cool field trip down the James that ends with a surprise by our Shannon Lilly. CBS 6 Gives is next.
You're watching CBS 6 News at 4.
Touching lives and opening doors. A new nonprofit called the Nest Academy is making the community a better place for young adults with special needs. As part of our CBS 6 Gives, Shannon Lilly joins them on the James with a well-deserved surprise.
When COVID hit, we all had to stay home. And these kids didn't understand COVID.
Just to watch their excitement and, especially in this COVID environment, giving them an opportunity to be out and to socializing.
We create the activity. We have a lesson plan. We have a teacher there to provide a lesson.
Go that way. Feel that.
It really just reiterated that we are filling a need that's been lacking for the young adult special need community.
Y'all have fun.
This is a field trip opportunity, so we did this in July. We did a nice boating. We got to see some of the bird wildlife on the James, and we wanted to add a little bit different aspect to it this trip, so we added the fishing piece to it.
There's a smile. To be able to have an environment where they can safely go and socialize and continue to learn and be engaged was just a really important thing for all of us.
Well, I just wanted to say, it's incredible what you guys are doing, and it's so cool that I, have seen it from really the very beginning, which was only a few months ago, and look where you are now. And so we wanted to make a donation on behalf of CBS 6 Kids for your nonprofit. And
Thank you so much.
Yes,
we really
absolutely.
appreciate that. All that you guys done and everything. This is just wonderful. We're able to expand our program, invite other kids and stuff like that. So thank you so much for that.